Aloha, I'm Lila Berg, and we're here at Ho'omaluhia Botanical Gardens, ready to meet the people who inform, inspire, and impact our daily lives. Thank you for joining us on Island Focus. Where are we in particular now in the park?
Okay, we're at Ho'omaluhia, which means peace and tranquility, and we're in the caldera of the Ko'olau Mountains.
And the caldera is the center.
The center, yes. And these are ever-changing mountains. People come to enjoy them, the mists, maybe some blue skies, and maybe lots of waterfalls right after a heavy rain.
You know, when we look here at the ridges, it's hard to believe that there would be water coming down, but how romantic, how poetic.
Yes, well, also the water has a purpose. We do need watersheds, and we need open space and trees to maintain the water for our future use.
And your lake as well you have here, right?
We have a flood control lake, and 3 of the streams in this area do feed into our flood control lake.
Okay, and this is, I remember in the conversation that people can come and catch and release fish.
Catch and release fish, enjoy the tranquility and peace of the lake and the mountains, and many of the spots here at Ho'omaluhia. You look one direction at the mountains and you look the other direction at the lake and the streams.
Well, it certainly gives you a chance to just take a deep breath away from the city.
Yeah, we like to think that our air here is nice and fresh, mountain air, clear air.
Here with us today at Ho'omaluhia Botanical Gardens is Olive Banslow, who is a recreational specialist for the City and County of Honolulu. Thank you for being with us. And you as well, thank you for taking the time.
Well, thank you for asking me to share a little about Ho'omaluhia Botanical Garden. Actually, we're one of 5 botanical gardens operated by the City and County of Honolulu. We have a brochure about all 5 of our gardens. Most people may not recognize all 5 of them. We have Foster Garden, downtown Honolulu, Liliuokulani Garden nearby, and we have a garden in Wahiawa, one in the east area, Cocoa Crater, which is specializing in dryland plants, and our largest and our youngest garden, we're here today at Ho'omaluhia Botanical Garden, which is a rainforest tropical garden.
So I was sharing with you earlier that I used to jog here when this wasn't even built yet, and I am just astounded at not just the beauty, but the maintenance, you know, and how well kept the area is. Is that part of your responsibility?
Well, we have 2 divisions here. We have what we call the program division, the recreation division. We schedule the people's activities, and then we have a separate maintenance crew. Of course, we all need to work together to maintain this area to be litter-free, which is important in this day and age, and to encourage people to recycle and to take care of what we have in our environment, in this beautiful site.
So maybe share with us a little bit what these people programs are about.
Okay, we have quite a few different programs here. People come to camp at Ho'omaluhia. We have 29 family campsites, which you will find the information online, and you make your bookings and reservations and permits online.
Is there a fee to use?
There is a fee. It's 3 nights of camping for $32, City and County of Honolulu. And then we also have, where we're at today, a group campground for nonprofit organizations, so like Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, music groups, martial arts groups. We have lots of different groups that come here and camp. This accommodates 60 people in the area we're in today beneath these wonderful Ko'olau Mountains.
So does camping also include like campfires and barbecues? And
we provide a picnic table. a campfire circle
Huh.
so that you can bring your campfire and have an open fire here. There's showers, and it's tent camping, no vehicle camping.
You know, one of the things that we, living on the Honolulu side, that we talk about is that we're going to the country, right? We're going to the windward side. And that has been probably one of the goals of this place, to keep this.
Keep the country, yes, and keep the open space open. We have actually 400 acres here of tropical rainforest, and the gardens have planted plants from all over the tropics. So the section we're in today is the African section. However, we also have plants from Polynesia and a special section called Kahualehua, which features native Hawaiian plants.
So the plants were, and the trees were deliberately
They were
installed?
deliberately planted,
Ah.
propagated out by our propagation horticulture staff, and planted out for preservation and conservation.
It
And
looks
this
like
is
it's
very
so
important.
natural, you know, as if it was just placed here. But
Well, it was planned to be a natural rainforest look.
yeah, lovely. And so, working here for so many years as you have, besides the joy of being in the outdoors, what's something special about this place?
Well, there aren't that many places you can just come in and relax. You can meditate. You can bring your picnic lunch, enjoy these 3,000-foot mountains behind us here. You can come and walk along our lakeshore. We are actually a multi-purpose facility. We have a flood control lake, and that's one of the reasons that Ho'omalahia exists. It's a 32-acre flood control lake, so it serves a very important purpose in the community besides being beautiful open space. And we have fishing on the weekends.
Really?
There's some catch and release fishing, and some Saturdays and Sundays we have 200 or 300 people per day enjoying the catch and
Wow.
release fishing.
Wow, that's
And-
awesome. And so close to the freeway.
And we're only 2 miles from Kamehameha Highway, and this is, many people say, like another world with all the greenery of the tropical trees and the beautiful, majestic, we like to call them majestic mountains, these ko'olaus.
We've had an opportunity to enjoy a conversation with Olive Vanslow, who is the recreational specialist with Ho'omalahia Botanical Gardens. Appreciate you being with us. How fortunate we are today to be able to converse with Larson Medina, who is with the Women's Correctional Community Center. So, thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thanks for
In
having
this
me.
beautiful location.
Thank you.
Sort of reminds me where your center is located.
In beautiful Kailua.
And so the Women's Correctional Center is basically a place of healing
Yes,
for young women, for women who have been incarcerated,
Right.
who are incarcerated.
right.
So maybe you could explain a little bit more about what happens there.
It's like kind of twofold. A woman comes to prison because of some kind of trauma that she experienced in her life. So there's a lot of healing that needs to take place. You don't feel good about yourself, then drug use, domestic violence, all these things happen. So I believe our programs try to address that need to heal.
That's a pretty deep need,
Right.
especially at this time in society.
Yes.
And there's so many expectations on women as well.
I believe the prison can be a place of healing, pu'uhonua, if you will, a place of refuge where women can come and redirect their lives and try to become better people. But again, the healing, the grieving, all that stuff is the hard work.
So you have programs that maybe don't address the grieving and healing directly, but certainly have that as an outcome.
There's other programs that we offer. Solution Focus is one of them, and is a restorative justice model run by a woman named Lauren Walker. And basically it's making amends to your family and whoever you've hurt and telling them you're sorry. So what I've seen so far is that's a powerful program because a lot of it involves the families.
And how many women are there at one time?
We can handle about 300, but our census right now is around 240.
So you're a very brave man to have 200, 300 women in one place.
Right. Beyond work, education, there's a drug program on site, Hinamalka, that offers drug treatment to them. There's other drug treatment programs that we also offer. Education also offers food service, culinary, things like that.
So that when they leave, and eventually that's the intention, right? That they will leave and integrate into society, they are job ready.
Yes, definitely.
What I know about the programs, and I love, is that you work also with families.
Right.
And helping them with their children and
the prison puts on also what we call kids' days, where the kids come and have a day of activity and lunch, things like that. The churches sponsor these get-togethers about, let's see, there's six times a year, which we try to keep the family unit intact and try to keep them, the mother going and, that relationship with them.
So as we wrap up our conversation for today, what's one of the joys you have working in that facility? Because you've been there a long time.
Right. Well, probably Olelo is my favorite program because we get to go out in the community. I consider it a form of community service. The women are, filming various activities in the community, hula, different things, seminars.
And you see them grow.
Right, and it's a huge form of empowerment for them, which it's life changing.
We want to thank you very much for your lifelong dedication to public safety and the well-being of the women in our community, and also understanding that when they leave the facility of safety, they will be part of our community as well.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We've had a great opportunity to meet Larson Medina of the Women's Correctional Community Center. Appreciate you being with us. There's so many different energies and emotions in this park. Like here, look how huge this area is.
Yes, this is a large, expansive lawn, and this happens to be one of our camping areas. This is a particular area for groups. We can accommodate 60 people in this particular area. Each of our campsites come with a picnic table and a fire pit, and each site has its own special views, and so people have their favorite spots here.
So are the campsites also named?
We do have 4 areas for camping. This is Kahuanui Mauka, toward the mountains. We have a section Kahuanui Makai. We have Kahua Lehua, which is our native Hawaiian plant area. And we have Kahua Kuo, which has 8 campsites and features plants from India and Sri Lanka area.
So I guess if we wanted to camp, we'd have to come and do some reconnaissance first to see where we wanted to go.
Yeah, a lot of people check first, and then they have their favorite spots. To get a camping site at Ho'omaluhia, for the family campsites, which accommodate 10 people and 3 cars, you go online, City and County of Honolulu, and it's only $32 for 3 nights.
Love it. I love how it looks so manicured as well. It feels so comfortable here.
Well, we try to maintain our trees and our lawns and have lots of different open space.
Yeah. Thank you very much for sharing. Today on Island Focus, I know you will enjoy meeting Heather Lusk with the Health and Harm Reduction Center. So wonderful to meet you.
Lila.
I know nothing about this center, so perhaps you can share a little bit about its inception and what your role is.
Sure. We're actually a newly merged agency, so we premiered July 1, just a couple weeks ago, and we are the new chapter of the Life Foundation, which is the largest and oldest HIV organization in the Pacific, been serving Hawaii for over 35 years. So Life Foundation merged with the CHOW Project, Community Health Outreach Work, a statewide harm reduction outreach agency, and now we are combined into one agency, the Hawaii Health and Harm Reduction Center.
So when we talk about harm reduction, what does that mean?
Yeah. So harm reduction is a philosophy, but also a set of strategies that acknowledge that people engage in potentially risky behavior for a wide variety of reasons, and that a great example is drinking. So people may drink for a wide variety of reasons, and so harm reduction acknowledges that some people may be able to drink a little bit, some can't drink at all, and it looks different for different people, and so you want to take an opportunity to meet them where they are and give them services, even if they can't meet this goal of, it might be sobriety or some other kind of high goal. Actually, a seatbelt is a great example where seatbelts don't take away the risk of being harmed by an accident, but it reduces the harm of being hurt when you're in an accident. But we talk about harm reduction more in working with the homeless, people who struggle with substance use disorder and mental illness, things like that.
And personal health.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. So when we talk about harm reduction, what sort of services are there?
Yeah, so we work with people, for example, that are struggling with substance use disorder on the streets, people that are homeless, folks that are really struggling with kind of their day-to-day, and try to work with them to get them into substance use treatment or get them reconnected to medical care. So that's an example of where some services wouldn't allow them to come in until they met certain criteria, like you're already not using substances or you're adherent to your mental health treatment plan, where we'll meet them wherever they are and try to help build up their motivation and support to get them to that next step.
So you're a bridge.
Yes, very much so.
And in being a bridge, I'm sure sometimes there are challenges with all of the different, not just the organizations, but all of the different moving parts.
Yeah. You know, as you know, homelessness is a very complex issue, and people are homeless for a wide variety of reasons. It could be because of mental illness or substance use. It could be because, I don't know about you, Lila, but I'm only a few paychecks away from being on the street myself. It costs a lot of money to live here. We don't have a lot of housing. So we really try to meet the person again where they are, help identify what's going on in their life and how we could do what's called any positive change. What are small steps you can make with your kids, with learning, with a job, or around your health and well-being so that we can help you get to meet your goal. So we have a clinic in Kaka'ako where we provide services for our community.
And how do you convince or invite, persuade maybe sometimes folks who may be on the street to trust you?
Yeah, I'll be honest, that's why we have such a commitment to outreach. So outreach workers are on the street. It's really about building relationships over time. For example, we just got someone who'd been on the streets for 20 years into housing, but it took almost 2 years of showing up, remembering their name, their story, connecting.
So much about trust, too,
right? And then each little step higher, and now they're housed.
Wow, and happily housed?
Yes, yes, very much so.
So in that process of building a relationship and coordinating with other agencies, there must be a success rate that you at least feel very comfortable with.
Yeah, you know, it's. I think for many folks, when they look at homelessness, particularly in Hawaii, that they want to see that immediate, like they're no longer seeing folks in Kaka'ako or Nimitz, but we look at it in a larger picture. Is can they not only get into housing, but have a higher quality of life, reconnect with work, increase their physical health, and through those metrics, we are seeing a lot of success.
So you see success in the clients and the people that you work with. I would imagine part of your goal is also to help the community raise their compassion quotient, and not just donate to the organizations, but also be involved in helping people in transition.
Right. Almost every day, folks in Hawaii walk down the street and see someone that's struggling with homelessness. And I know many of them say, well, what could I do to help? And so more and more, we're coordinating with other community agencies, the city, the county, the state, to say together we can solve homelessness. And we are trying to find better ways for people to plug in, whether it's through Partners in Care, which is, I'm the vice chair, that's our homeless coalition on island, or whether it's through some of our shelter systems. There's more and more ways that people can make a difference and have that compassion to know that it could be your brother, sister, auntie, uncle, ourselves that could be on the street.
Can they call you directly or call your center directly?
Yes, they sure can. Our number is 521-2437.
We'll put it on the screen.
Okay, thank you. And we're also looking for folks that want to get that frontline experience as well, and being able to work with people with chronic disease and homelessness and HIV. So we have opportunities across the board to get involved, but mostly it's understanding that we're all connected and that homelessness is our issue. It could happen anywhere, and even if we might push it out of one community, we still have a housing crisis, and together we can make a difference and create more safe, affordable places for people to live.
Yes, and in closing, one of the vocabulary changes that I've been practicing also is that sometimes it's not about homelessness, but houselessness.
Yes, you're so right.
Because Hawaii is a home.
It is. And many people create a home wherever they are with whoever their ohana is, and you're so right. And in many ways, as we move towards trying to figure out what does this look like and how do we create safe places, reminding ourselves that you're right, it's really houselessness, and because much as the home is where the heart is.
Great. Thank you so much for your time
Thank
and for
you.
having so much heart.
Thank you. Thank you.
We've been chatting with Heather Lusk with the Health and Harm Reduction Center. I appreciate you listening in. We have the pleasure today of talking with Herb Lee, who is Executive Director for the Pacific American Foundation. So glad you could be with us.
Mahalo. Thank you.
And you, I haven't seen you in so long.
I know.
Still fighting the good fight.
Yes. Yep. Still persevering and being patient and trying to, glean energy from the young people.
And perpetuating the spirit of aloha.
Yeah. Yes.
Bring me up to date on what Pacific American Foundation is doing now.
Well, Aloha Aina is a basic premise of everything that we do, and how do we get people to make that connection to the places in which they live, and especially in terms of how it affects learning, and to be able to incorporate what they learn into the context of our beautiful, Hawaii, in all of the places from the mountain to the sea, and to be able to incorporate that so that they can have that connection, have that aloha, that deep aloha, so that they want to malama aina. We believe that, and I'm not the first one to say this, that you have to have aloha before you can malama. And so our whole journey is to try to create more choices and opportunities for our kids to be able to do that and give back.
And you know what I appreciate always about the work that you've done, whether it's your music,
yes,
or whether it's education, is that sense of aloha is so concrete.
Yeah.
We can kind of talk about it maybe a little bit esoterically or philosophically, but it is concrete to you.
Yes, very much so. And I want to go back and give credit to Auntie Pilahi Paki that really kind of crafted the meanings of aloha, and then Auntie Malia Craver that always taught me that the answer is not over the four corners of the earth. The answer lies within you, and that is aloha. You just have to learn how to tap into it, and then spend your whole life exploring the depths of it. And my journey has definitely been a challenge, but there's also been wonderful rewards and opportunities, seeing the faces of kids that really get it and understand, what their kuleana is and understand what their gifts are. And seeing and witnessing those aha moments is worth everything.
So maybe you could describe a little bit more what those programs are about, because they're integrated in the schools.
Yes, yes. So the PICO for our organization has been the restoration of the Waikulua Loko I'a, which is a 400-year-old fish pond. And out of that, through the restoration process, we kind of stumbled upon a relationship with the Department of Education, and particularly some teachers that wanted to provide a different learning experience outside of the four walls of the school. This goes back like 20 years. And then we saw this amazing transformation in the kids learning science and math and social studies and language arts in a different context, in the context of the local i'a.
What a concept. Learning through life.
Yes,
right?
I mean, we live in the greatest community classroom on the planet in Hawaii because of our weather, and we don't get a chance to take the kids out at all, So our journey has been to try to develop, we have a whole bank of curriculum now. We've done a lot of teacher training, and it's about environmental stewardship, it's about cultural preservation and stewardship. So it's all kind of packaged into one, which leads towards hopefully allowing our kids to have better choices to pursue careers that can give back. So to the extent that our organization and the collaborative partners that we have can aid in that process as a resource to the Department of Education, to the charter schools, to the private schools, to the university, that's what we're all about.
And so I know it's a program for children or for youth,
Yes.
but it entails teacher preparation too,
Yes.
teacher awareness and
Right.
teaching skills.
So, you know, some teachers are very well versed in culture and some of the curriculum, and some people aren't. So we offer it to everybody and we try to assist. And it's not to say that we have all the knowledge, because we don't. And Auntie Mary Kavena taught us, you know, through her Olelo Noea very well, that all knowledge is not learned in one school. So part of the aloha and the depth of the aloha is to be able to have the humble heart to know that you don't know everything. So you have to be in a position to receive information as well as share information. We call that
Well, and
aloha mai, aloha aku.
And I wonder if we'll ever know everything.
Well, that's part of
You know?
that's part of the majesty. That's part of the magic. That's part of the beauty. You know, is to constantly explore deeper and deeper what that meaning of aloha is about.
Yes, and I know for you, relationships have always been
Yes.
at the core of Aloha and the core of the program.
Yes. So, you know, that relationship for me starts with a kua, and then it works its way through us and through all of the relationships and collaborations that we have. We call that aloha kekahi ikekahi. And then hopefully we can take that power and to be able to aloha aina.
Well, it's been a pleasure to be in your presence
Yes,
and in your
thank you,
aloha.
Lila. Thank you,
And
Olelo.
Yeah, and thank you for sharing this program. I'm hoping that some of the viewers will take it seriously and call you.
Yes, I hope so. Come down. If you've never been to a ancient Hawaiian fish pond, come down to ours or any on your island or whatever that you feel connected to.
Right. Thank you
Yeah.
very much, Herb.
Aloha.
Thanks. Thank you.
Yes, aloha.
And thank you to viewing audience. We've been chatting with Herb Lee, the Executive Director for the Pacific American Foundation. Mahalo. Mahalo to Ho'omaluhia Botanical Gardens for hosting us today, and to you for tuning in to Island Focus. I'm Lila Berg. Aloha and malama pono. Take care of each other. See you soon.